Hello! How the fudge you doing? Hey guys, DField here bringing you another episode of OP Prison, and today we are actually going to complete our time-lapse, our build of my little medieval slash olden times house over here on my plot. Just basically a nice little decorative layout that I decided to make on my extra plot that somebody purchased from me. So what you guys are going to be watching is the time-lapse of the build, and if you guys actually wanted to check out the live or the complete house, you guys can check out my plot on dgpvp.com. That is a server I'm currently playing OP Prison on, and if you guys want to go check it out, the IP will be down in the description below. But anyways, for today's video, guys, I'm kind of going to be doing another one of those real talk segments. A couple of days ago, I did one about bullying, and it just got so much positive feedback. It's just one of those things that kind of connects with the audience on another level, and it kind of, you guys are really into when I talk about stuff that you guys can very much relate to. So I kind of decided I wanted to do another topic that another person suggested, which kind of goes off of bullying. So like, in the last video we talked about how bullying could affect a person's life negatively, how it could affect them in certain aspects of their life, and now I kind of wanted to talk about another subject that basically is kind of related in a sense to bullying but on a different level, and I kind of wanted to talk about self-confidence. Now, a lot of people, or a couple of people on the last video when I talked about bullying, were basically asking me about how to be confident with their social appearance, how to be confident within whatever they do in life and whatever tasks they may be taking on. And I decided I should do some videos that could kind of either clear up some of these things, give you guys some tips on why you shouldn't be worrying too much about what other people think, and kind of just give you guys the, I guess, the advice that I personally live off of to kind of make my life a little bit easier for myself and kind of more worry-free compared to what other people may actually think. So anyways, we're going to be talking about self-confidence today because I feel like today's society, in today's society, a lot of kids, a lot of teenagers are really put down, are really, I guess you could say they're not supported in what exactly they are doing. So most of the time, when a person or when a kid is trying to grow up and he wants to do a specific sport, or he wants to do a specific play maybe, or maybe go into theater or something like that, the person just doesn't have the confidence to do something like that because they don't have somebody who supports them in what they are doing. So I kind of wanted to talk about self-confidence today because we kind of need to teach people, or we kind of have to tell people and show people that we don't need to actually, you know, listen to everything that other people say and have things that other people say affect you in such a negative way, which would obviously end up basically impact you in a negative manner, so, or impacting you on a negative manner. So I kind of wanted to talk about self-confidence today just because I know a lot of kids nowadays, they struggle with being accepted into a social group, or they struggle with either fitting into a social group, just things of that nature, and it's really prominent when it comes to today's society, just because I feel like today's society is really they're really judgmental, I guess you could say, and everybody just kind of judges each other, and everybody's trying to one up the other person, and it really does bring down people when it comes to social experiences, when it comes to life, when it comes to anything of that nature. It really is just a negative impact the way that society has been brought up currently today, because no one has the self-confidence unless they've been brought up that way. So I'm going to be talking about how to kind of give yourself that confidence boost that you guys need in order to do whatever it is you guys might be dealing with in real life, in order to complete a task that you guys might have during your real life right now, or whatever problem you guys may be having in your current time frame. So let's jump straight into it, guys. The very first advice I'm gonna have to give you guys about self-confidence is learn who to listen to and who not to listen to. So what I'm talking about here is know exactly the people that you should be worried about if they try to criticize you on something, and know when to ignore people when they are criticizing you, but in all reality, their criticisms don't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So what I'm talking about is how society and how like the school kind of works nowadays. Like I'm talking about just in the US. I'm not really sure how it kind of works out in you know, other nations, but I'm talking in a more general sense. How I've seen it happening is that a lot of kids are being very, very worried that they're not going to be able to fit into a specific friend group or a social group in their school because they don't know exactly what to say, or they don't know exactly what to do in order to fit in with that friend group. Now, my main advice for this is do not worry about friend groups right off the bat. Like if you guys are still in elementary school, even if you're in high school, you guys could use this advice. Even if you are currently in high school, you guys don't need to actually make a huge group of friends, because in all honesty, about 90% of those people that you guys probably met in high school or in middle school, they're not going to be a big part of your life as your life continues forward. And what I'm talking about is everybody kind of goes off on their own after college. Everybody kind of goes off on their own after high school. So, I mean, the opinions of those that are trying to be very hurtful to you are not going to matter 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now even. So how I kind of took a look at it is I used to be bullied when I used to get bullied, sorry, when I was about in 2nd and 3rd grade, when I was still new to the United States. So basically, like, I didn't really know much English, and I just noticed that looking back on it now, a lot of the students there were kind of poking fun at me just because I didn't really know how to, you know, speak English. But as you guys can see now, 15 years later, or not really 15, maybe 10 years later, I'm here speaking to you guys in a pretty, I mean, I guess I could say it's a pretty good English language. I don't think I have too hard of an accent or anything of that sort, and I feel like I can speak English to a very, very good level. So, I mean, their opinions maybe back then kind of hurt me, but looking back upon it now, I want to, if I could tell myself in the past, or if I could go back in time and tell myself that those people's opinions do not matter anymore. Like, I literally don't see those people anymore. They're not part of my life anymore. I have no idea what they're doing with their life, and they, like, at one point in my life, I let them affect my self-confidence in myself, in my learning, and all that sorts of aspect. And just kind of what I'm trying to say here is, don't be too taken down, or don't be too sad if somebody tries to insult you in such a way that is offensive to you right now. Just think about it as, oh, you're offending me now, but you know, maybe a couple of months from now, a year from now, your opinion is not going to matter to me, because I have no idea if I will even know you a couple of years from now. So think about it that way, guys. Don't let people's negative opinions affect your entire day. I know a lot of people out there that are kind of like, if I hear one person give me a bad comment, my entire mood just goes down the hill. The entire rest of the day is kind of down the hill from there. So I kind of want to encourage you guys to actually try and kind of stray away from that sort of mentality, and kind of just ignore those people who are making those types of negative comments towards you guys, because obviously their comments are not going to matter in the grand scheme of things a couple of years from now. Like, all those opinions, maybe they might be hurtful now, obviously they're hurting you and they're going to hurt your self-confidence, but at the end of the day, their comments are not going to matter because they are not a major part of your life. So for all you people who are kind of having these, you know, these issues about being confident in doing something because somebody's putting you down, or being confident in doing a specific sport because somebody thinks that you're not good enough to do that sport, do not listen to their comments, guys, because at the end of the day, their comments will not matter to you. So know exactly, pick the people, how do I phrase this? Pick the people that you would want to listen to for advice, and make sure to ignore the people who are just simply trying to put you down, simply trying to put you in a bad mood and in a bad sort of, yeah, just like sort of in a bad mood, and don't let them ruin your day. Now this kind of ties in with the bullying, because I feel like kids nowadays have very, very low self-confidence because of the fact that they can't, or some people, there's no one in their life that kind of supports whatever they are doing. Maybe this doesn't affect you, but there's a lot of people out there who don't really get supported in whatever they are actually doing. So how to fix this is worry about yourself, and also learn exactly who to be listening to and learn who to ignore whenever you're doing something that's very, very critical or very critiqueful. I don't really know how to phrase that, but like kind of how to explain it is, say I'm doing a YouTube channel, right? It's very, very hard for me to please 100% of my audience. There's always a specific set of audience that kind of, you know, are always negative with negative comments, and how I've learned to deal with that, and I take this upon all aspects of life as well, is to kind of just tune out and kind of just zone out all of those negative comments and either ignore them or just don't even acknowledge them completely. That is honestly the best thing you can do, because if somebody sees that they're giving you negative comments and then you're not responding to their negativeness, they're just gonna stop bothering you, because obviously they're gonna feel like they're not worth your time, or them bothering you is not worth their time. So it's honestly one of the best things you guys can do when it comes to somebody who's trying to put you down, or when it comes to somebody trying to make you feel bad about yourself, and just ignore them, and eventually they'll give up, and obviously eventually you will start to feel confident, because they'll stop bothering you and they'll stop annoying you about certain stuff. And it's really, really the best thing you can do in that situation. Just ignore the person until they decide to grow up and realize that you're not being bothered by whatever they are saying, and they'll eventually just obviously leave you alone, just because that's how kids work these days. That's how society works these days. It's just people try to put other people down if they are in their own predicament that they can't really control. So just remember what I said, guys. It's really, really difficult for some people to, you know, kind of understand what I'm getting at, because how do I explain this? Like, some people don't understand that bullying or putting a person down, like by shooting at their self-confidence or their self-ego, is really, really bad for a person's development as a adolescent or as a young adolescent person. So they don't realize it now, but I'm trying to speak to you guys, as I do have a couple of years on a majority of my audience, kind of just speaking out to the younger audience who are kind of feeling a little bit down, feeling a little less self-confident. I want you guys to kind of feel more confident, feel like you guys have the ability to do anything in the world, because honestly, you guys do. You guys are at such a young age that if you guys honestly put your mind to it, you guys could do whatever it is you wanted to do. Like, you literally, there is no one in the world that can tell you that, oh, you can't be a doctor, oh, you can't be a fireman, you can't be a makeup artist. It's really up to you guys' opinions on what you guys want to do with your life, and don't let anybody tell you different, guys. The one thing that I would like to tell you is, don't let anybody put you in such a bad mood that kind of just negatively impacts you and your day, or you and your life, because at the end of the day, some of those people who are putting you down, they either don't matter, or if they do matter in your life and they're trying to just put you down, you might want to just tone them out and ignore exactly what they are saying, because you know in your heart that you're going to be a perfect person. You're trying to be the best person that you can be, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, guys. It's really, really all that matters, and there's nothing more you can really ask for if you guys have that. I mean, it's really, really hard to solve this type of problem about, you know, being self-confident about yourself and being confident about doing specific things in life, but it is one step. You take it one step at a time, everybody, and I guarantee you that at the end of the day, you will be a much happier person compared to what you may have been if you listened to all those rude comments that those people were saying. So guys, know when to pick a person to listen to. Just know who exactly to listen to without having to actually, I guess you could say, be that negative type of person in a person's life. And I hope I did inspire you guys today in today's video. I kind of try to just talk about it in a more overall aspect, so hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, and if you guys want me to talk about more of these real talk, or maybe some of these motivational talks for you guys, make sure you leave a comment down in the comment sections below. I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos and taking some sort of message from all of my videos. I really, really do appreciate it. This is DField, and as always, we will see you guys later.